Attachment theory emerged in London, England around 1950 as a model for understanding central features in an infant's relationship with his or her parents. The concept was developed by John Bowlby, an English psychiatrist. The theory, with the active collaboration of Mary Ainsworth, quickly gained traction in the United States, incorporating a strong research component. It has gradually evolved into a central organizing theory worldwide to explain how human beings develop in the context of relationships at all ages. Attachment theory delineates how infants' early relationships with their parents influence the central characteristics of all future relationships. This theory has come to describe key features of these relationships, features that are present among all types of relationships across many cultures and situations. Attachment theory helps us to understand not only meaningful relationships, both healthy and not so healthy, but also how the person within the relationship functions. Because of our attachment histories, we tend to approach relationships with patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that are relatively consistent over time and between relationships. The realities of our attachment patterns permeate the way we relate, as well as the nature of our relationships. In addition, how we are perceived by our attachment figures greatly influences our self-perception. Attachment relationships influence who we are much more than do relationships in which we don't feel particularly attached to the other person. As all this makes clear, in understanding healthy relationships, attachment matters. In this chapter, I will present an overview of attachment and its central characteristics. This will help to create a scaffold as I explore the remaining 7 keys to a healthy relationship in the rest of this book. Qualities inherent in attachment theory will be made evident as I describe the features of healthy relationships and outline ways of attaining them. The infant's attachment, from safety and security to exploration. Attachment begins with safety. When infants are in distress, when they experience a threat to their safety, their parents meet their needs, whether for food, warmth, comfort, or engagement, and these infants' distress is relieved and they are ready to be engaged with the next moment in their day. For an infant, attachment is necessary for survival because the infant is not able to meet his or her own most basic needs. Infants need their parents. Safety. Intellectually, you certainly know that you needed your parents when you were very young. But do you recall any specific instances when you felt a need of them? Do you recall times when you were hurt or frightened? Did you seek out your parents, or did they come to you when you cried? Most likely, both patterns generally occurred. You sought their help, and they came to you when you were in distress. If, however, for whatever reason, they did not provide help when you needed it, you may have developed a habit of not seeking help from others when you are in distress. In fact, when hospitalized infants undergoing medical procedures experience intense, ongoing pain that their parents are not able to reduce, those infants are at risk for reducing their readiness to turn to their parents in the future when in distress. As infants experience their parents keeping them safe again and again in situations involving all manner of threats, they begin to feel increasingly secure within their relationships with their parents. They expect that their parents will keep them safe, and they do. They come to notice that their parents are different from other adults in many ways, primarily involving the parents' consistent, ongoing contact with the infants and their being ready and able to keep them safe. The infants increasingly recognize that their sense of security relates to being near their parents and interacting with them. The infants develop a strong desire to be with their parents rather than with other adults. They are likely to develop various degrees of anxiety when other adults are present, but their parents are not. They are secure when they are